Hi, my name is Mike Stallard. I'm the Director of International Ministries for the Friends of Israel Gospel Ministry. I've been asked to do a breakout session here at the Duluth Bible Conference for Pastors. It's entitled Dispensational Issues of Our Day. And of course, we could go a number of different directions with such a broad topic. But I want to try to bring pastors up to date on all the stuff that's going on out there, especially those things that are contrary to what we believe. Let me list a few of those, and we may talk about these and more when we have the breakout session at the conference. First, there's the whole issue of the culture around us. So much is about culture-driven theology, and of course we talk about postmodernism, and I'm sick of talking about that. I'm sure you probably are too. But we live in an era where the subjective and mystical interpretations abound, and that is fatal to inductive Bible study, which means it's fatal to dispensationalism. Every verse is up for grabs, and so we need to pay attention to that. So I want to talk about that a little bit. Also, just hermeneutics in general as a field that has become everything from exegesis to homiletics. And there's no difference or little difference between hermeneutics and theological method. And those things are important to us in how we build our Christian worldview. And then there's the idea that caricatures still abound everywhere. Caricatures abound everywhere. Dispensationalism is still one of the most maligned and misrepresented views within the evangelical world. And so I want to walk through some of those caricatures that are still there and maybe some new ones that are out there. But that leads to the next thing. The very definition of dispensationalism is up for grabs. There's ambiguity. Do we need to give up the name? Some are starting to use futurist premillennialism. Is that a good term or a bad term? Is dispensationalism a good term or a bad term? We need to talk about that. That is an issue that we face. And then there's some of the geopolitical things that are issues for us. For example, dispensationalism is considered an imperialist theology. Israel is part of colonial imperialism against the Arabs. So are we really part of that not the post-colonial, but the colonial or imperial culture that fosters abuse of people? And that's the way we're viewed sometimes, which hand in hand with that is the point that Zionism, and we are Zionists because we believe in the land promises for Israel. Zionism is called racism. So are we racist or are we not? Do we hate Arabs because we love the Jews? We need to sort through that, and there are discussions about Christian Palestinianism to try and combat Christian Zionism, especially in the American church. And then there's also the old recycled opposing views and some new views. For example, N.T. Wright has a new way of talking about Jesus as the new Israel. And then there's a resurgence of replacement theology and some newer versions of it, like the Kingdom Through Covenants book and progressive covenantalism. So on and on and on it goes. We have new things we have to deal with. And so what I want to do is, and we have much to discuss, I want to try to bring you up to date. I was a pastor for 31 years. And I understand how busy you pastors are and how that's difficult for you to keep up with some of the theological issues swirling out there. So I want to work to bring that to you so you're up to date and can be aware of that. So I'd love to have you come to my breakout session. God bless.